Morning, Bill here with Metal Minutes. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Well, it's been a wrecking ball out there in most every market. Since we've last talked, we've seen all the metals hammered a little bit further, but even so, they're still in the catbird seat in terms of best performers year to date. So stocks have been hammered lower since we last looked at that and compared it to metals. Crypto is really being hit hard, including the stable coins that are supposed to be $1. Some of those are down now to 40 cents. They were supposed to be pegged to the dollar, and so that's having a follow-on effect with much of the other assets in the crypto sphere. Meanwhile, gold and silver are having an up day so far this morning. And again, compared to year to date, some of the best performing assets that exist right now. And so I just want to encourage you with that. We have another inflation print numbers coming out today. The CPI is supposed to be released for April, and they're expecting it to, possibly be a little bit less than it has been before, but still inflation is one of the main concerns, and plus the availability of just common items such as baby food. It went from one vendor to now it's nationwide, and so there's shortages beginning to develop. We've got diesel fuel at record prices, which will follow on to influence the price of everything that's shipped, because diesel is the main fuel that's used by both trucks and trains, and so that will feed into the cost of every item, thereby making the case for precious metals. And it's not pleasant to see the metals going down in price, but when you look at the landscape of everything else and how much less they've gone down than almost every other asset type out there, it is a comforting feeling to know that we do have whatever remnants of stability there is left belongs to those that own precious metals. And keep in mind, even though the price has been coming down on silver, for example, a million ounces a day are coming out of the COMEX physical delivery. 1 million physical ounces a day are exiting from the grips of the COMEX, and this is being supplemented. Occasionally they'll bring in truckloads of silver trying to replace that. But if you look at where COMEX was 6 months ago and the silver inventories now, it's quite a bit lower. And so this indicates that the physical demand for precious metals is still off the charts. And if you can at all, I encourage you to continue stacking, and don't sell into discouragement. I mean, if you have a need for cash, you have an emergency that comes up and you've got to sell some precious metals, that's one thing. But don't let all the price action in the downward direction in the last few months, don't let that discourage you. We're in very uncertain times, and nothing performs through periods like this, periods of high inflation and stagflation. We now have proof of recession over the last quarter, and we'll see if that happens again this quarter. But that's the perfect definition of stagflation, and that's where gold and silver really shine. So hang in there, and things are looking up. Stay tuned. We'll be back to see you soon. Thanks for tuning in.